guys, how you going? So just here on your filly, just going to give you a quick update. So she's really early on her breaking prep, so she's only been ridden outside the arena and out here in the open up the track here a few times. So you know, that being said, she's doing things really well. So early on the prep where she is a situation where we just keep things really simple. So we're looking to do longer rides, spend some time in the saddle, put some miles in their legs, introduce them to as many different things and as much of the environment as what we can, so that they can become comfortable with everything around them and come to terms with you know, introducing themselves to new and sort of different stimulus really. So physically, plenty of growing left to do, but as you can see, you know, she carries herself quite nicely. I'm about 6'6", and she carries me up there quite well, particularly this early on in her breaking prep where she's still learning to put her legs underneath herself and still learning to carry herself with some weight on her back. So, you know, she's carrying herself really nicely, considering how early on she is. You know, she did that quite well. She carries herself quite quickly. So physically, you know, she's showing herself to be a horse that does have some athleticism there. It does sort of show like she's got, you know, some nice strength to her for a young filly, and that's really good to see. Mentally, she's very sweet. She's a very kind horse. She hasn't been any real sort of problem. Like, she's got no vices, she's got no nastiness in her, which is really nice. Which means she's been really good to work with. She's been quick to learn, always keen to do the right thing, and she's a horse that will sort of think her way through a problem, which is nice. You know, if we've got a horse that comes to us that's more reactive, we want to do some drills to get the horse to start using the thinking side of their brain, start being a bit more of a problem solver, and be a horse that has their attention on you. This filly is already a bit more of a relaxed type of filly, so she's already in that situation where she's easier to start to get her attention on you and start to think about things, think her way through a problem, and then relax when you give them the opportunity to relax. So, you know, like I said, I'm really happy with how she's coming along. I'm really happy with how she's accepting ride and accepting pressure and her understanding of it, and how she's sort of developing into a horse that's going to be quite nice to handle and quite nice to train, safe to ride, which is the number one thing. So her week looks like more longer rides outside, introduce her to as many things out about the farm as we can, working with another horse. Then we might be back into the arena and doing some more steering work. Sort of just working on that stop, go, different steering, and combine all that together with some desensitizing. So just getting her used to being around different things that make a noise and might sound foreign, look foreign. So it's pretty much just getting all the flinchiness out of her, all that reactive sort of behaviour that can be a little bit dangerous sometimes, because they're a natural flight animal. They do want to sort of get up and get going and run and move away from things that sort of scare them, that they don't know. So we want to introduce them to as many things as possible and desensitize them to as many objects as possible, so they become a horse that is more well-rounded and isn't going to be so unpredictable and reactive, which means, you know, they're going to be safer to handle, safer to ride, and therefore they're going to be easier to train because they're going to be easier to manage. So after that, we're going to be then possibly loading her onto the float and taking her into the track and having a track work experience. So that usually happens right at the end of the breaking process. For her, with her education, how quickly she's coming along, probably looks like in about a week and a bit time, we'll take her into the track, and the last little part of breaking is where they start to learn their job. They start to go into the track, see a lot of horses moving around them, a lot more action, a lot more pressure sort of situations where the horse might not understand what's going on. So just have a horse, we want a horse that can be in around those situations, know to stand still, relax, be safe to be on when they have to stop and wait for other horses to go past them on the track. And we want a horse that's comfortable around that situation, that's not going to overreact and do something silly. So introduce them to the racecourse and the environment there, and start to teach them and to become pretty much little racehorses then, you know. But really happy with how they're coming along, and we'll keep you informed.